Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are down here in Foley, Alabama at kind of a busy intersection, so we're going to have to fight some traffic noise today. Thank you for the example. We're going to visit the grave of a what I consider, to me, is like the that last generation of like outlaw football players. Like they did it their own way back in the day. Like it's just different. Something about that generation, right? And not only that, he played at Alabama and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're here to see Ken Stabler. We're at Pine Rest Cemetery. When I pulled in, I think it said the start of the cemetery was 1926, somewhere around in there. So it's almost a 100-year-old cemetery. We're getting close. So yeah, it's a bit more noisy than I thought it was going to be. Normally it's not this. I don't know, normally it's a little further off the road, but beautiful cemetery. It's got you can see it behind me too, all the dirt roads, and I'm going to walk around and find some cool graves and stuff to look at while we talk about Mr. Stabler and his life. Find a grave's got it right over in here somewhere, and we'll find that at the end. We'll celebrate his life, pay our respects, do all those things. And if this is your first time here, hey, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all those things. And if this isn't your first time here, hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. And before we turn the camera around, I don't want to forget, like if you remember him playing or anything like that, just put in the comments like what you enjoyed about what he brought to you, or sorrow. Maybe he beat your team, maybe he threw that last second touchdown or whatever. But yeah, let's get to talking about his life, and we'll find the grave. It's amazing how a 5-hour difference from one part of the world to the other. Not too long ago, we were just up there doing the Birdman's grave of Alcatraz, and it was 40 degrees there, and I could barely hold the camera. That's 5 hours from my house north toward Louisville in Illinois, and then you get 5 hours south, which is pretty much at the beach down here at Gulf Shores in Foley, and it's 73 degrees, and I have shorts on today, and I probably will be sweating before this is over with. So yeah, it's a nice bit of a change. I'm filming this, in February, so it's nice. It's a welcome surprise, even though it did rain. Gosh, it's rained a lot this year, so we're going to try to not get too marred up in it, right? Okay, so Kenneth Michael Stabler was a highly recruited and touted football player here at Foley High School in Foley, Alabama. He led Foley to a win-loss record of 29-1 over his high school career. The only loss coming against Vigor High School, He was an all-around athlete in high school, averaging 29 points a game in basketball and excelling enough as a left-handed pitcher in baseball to receive a minor league contract from the Astros and the Yankees. During his high school career, he earned his nickname Snake by his coach following a long, winding touchdown. So Stabler was recruited by head coach Bear Bryant at the University of Alabama. Roll Tide. Due to NCAA regulations at the time, freshmen were ineligible to play on the varsity under the university NCAA weird rules. Still got them. Hadn't really a lot changed there. Stabler was on the freshman team in '64 when the Crimson Tide won the national championship with a little unknown quarterback, Joe Namath, and Steve Sloan, of course. As a sophomore in 1965, Stabler was used sparingly as a backup to Sloan at quarterback following Namath, going to the AFL before the NFL. That year, the Crimson Tide won their second consecutive national championship, finishing the season with a record of 9-1-1, and the team beat Nebraska in the Orange Bowl that year, 39-28. As a junior in 1966, he took over the starting quarterback position. He led the team to an undefeated 11-0 season, which ended in a 34-7 rout of Nebraska in the Sugar Bowl. Despite the unblemished record, Alabama was snubbed by the polls, finishing third behind Notre Dame and Michigan State. neither of which played in a bowl that year. They just didn't want Alabama to three-peat. That's all it was. I mean, there's a lot with that. There's a lot with that. A lot to unpack, right? But that was the big deal. So Stabler, he finished his time at Alabama. He was selected second in the second round of the NFL draft in 1968, NFL-AFL draft, by the Oakland Raiders, the reigning AFL champions. Stabler signed a 2-year contract with the Raiders in 68, and he made his first regular season appearance as a Raider in 1970. He first attracted attention in the NFL in the 1972 playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, after entering the game in relief of a flu-ridden Darryl LaMonica. Man, that name. Whew. He scored the go-ahead touchdown late in the fourth quarter on a 30-yard scramble. So he was a scrambler before. You know, that's kind of like par for the course now. Like, all quarterbacks need to be somewhat mobile. Well, most of them anyway. The Steelers, however, came back to win on a controversial deflected pass from Terry Bradshaw to Franco Harris, later known as the Immaculate Reception. So he was the quarterback for the opposing team. Okay, so in the comments, I know if you're a Steelers fan, of course you're going to say, oh, that was a catch. And if you're a Raiders fan, you're going to say, no, he dropped it. But if you're in the middle like me, put what you thought. What do you think? Do you think he caught it? Because I always thought it was weird that they never actually have, like, when you go back and watch, you never really see him grab the ball, like, or where the ball ends up when he catches it. So in the 1977 AFC playoffs against the Baltimore Colts at the time, on Christmas Eve, Stabler completed a legendary fourth quarter pass to Casper to set up a game-tying field goal. This play, dubbed Ghost to the Post, sent the game to double overtime, which the visiting Raiders won 37-31 after Stabler threw a 10-yard touchdown pass to Casper again. In the second game of the 78 season, the Holy Roller, the Immaculate Deception game, saw Oakland win 21-20 at San Diego after a fourth quarter forward fumble by Stabler was caught and forward fumbled by 2 other players to score a touchdown and win the game. You gotta love that. They wouldn't do that nowadays. This caused the Ken Stabler rule to be enacted in 79. Like, that's how dedicated, or like how good you are, is when they make a rule, right? That's why I say he's kind of like the outlaw or whatever. So on July the 8th of 2015, Ken Stabler passed away of colon cancer at the age of 69. And here is his grave. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. Hold on one second. I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to... Well, here, look, I'll show you. All right, so here's what we're working with. All right. We got to do something about this. Oh, okay, so here's his grave. But what we're going to do is we're going to fix that. It's awful nice that somebody left him a few Coronas to drink. So there's Ken Stabler's grave right there, 45 to 2015. Beautiful angel. So yeah, it was well known that Mr. Stabler liked to have a few drinks and have a good time. Nothing wrong with that. It was also known that sometimes that good time liked to get in the way of life. That's the only other problem. But good for them. If I'd have thought, I'd have brought him something to drink too. He really, like, growing up, you hear the stories of Mr. Stabler and all that Alabama team getting snubbed from winning the national title that year and all that stuff. But, you know, I think at the time that may have meant a lot to him. But, I mean, he won a Super Bowl and MVP of the league and all that stuff. So I'm sure he was able to let that go. I mean, I hope. Anyway, he had such a great career, and I mean, he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, so he did all right. It's not that big a deal. I mean, maybe it was, but, you know, I'm sure he was able to let a little bit of it go anyway. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the video. This will come out, I guess, Monday of Super Bowl week, so it'll be out Monday, and then the Super Bowl will be played that following Sunday. So go ahead and make your predictions too. Throw them down there. Who do you think is going to win? I really, the only thing I really hope that Philadelphia could win. Like Kansas City's won it, you know. I know Philly's won it like a couple of years ago with the Philly Shuffle or whatever, where they beat Brady. But this year with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, those are two Alabama boys. And I don't know, like from where we're from, like once you play there, your life, right? No matter where you go, where you play, what you do, we know we still, I don't want to say we love you, but you mean everything to us. So we hope that no matter what, like even if you're playing our team in the Super Bowl, that's really the only time for me where it gets tough, where it's like, God, it's so hard. Like I still want them to win. Like I would rather the game tie. Like say Philadelphia was playing Green Bay in the championship game. That's the one game. It's like, can we just have a tie? Like I don't want to do, because I really want Jalen to win and Devontae. Like, yeah, they're national champions. They did it at Alabama, and they don't even care that I care, right? But it's like I still support them. I hope they do well. They deserve it. Jalen caught a lot of crap at Alabama, how people wanted him to get pulled, and he did get pulled in the championship game where Tua came in and threw the touchdown and all that. And on the road, remember? It's loud. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I try not to get too long-winded sometimes, especially if I get talking about sports, which bringing that up, Mark and I, and maybe Perry, if he has a spare moment, we're going to start back doing our podcast. I don't really know what we're going to call it yet. We used to have one called Flagrant Foul, and it's still up. Like, you can go look it up. It's still there. We haven't put one up in, gosh, I want to say a year, 2 years, something like that. It's been a minute. But yeah, living in Alabama, sports, like we don't have pro teams, so sports is kind of like our college sports anyway. That's what we live for here. Like, yeah, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, and Mark, he's a Falcons fan, and Perry, he's a Ravens fan. He can't help it. That's the team he likes. It's not his fault. And but we also root. It's weird how like we're not really dedicated. Like I'm a Packers fan, but it's like I hope Tennessee wins and Atlanta. I don't know. Until it comes to college sports, that's the only time we're like, it's got all or nothing, right? And then you have, I don't know, it's just the whole thing. So I think we're going to start back doing that soon because, it's something to do. I think, you guys might enjoy it. If you like sports, it'll be there. Yeah. See, I do these rambles. I can't help it. I don't know. I like talking. This format is perfect for somebody like me that just don't know how to shut up, Like once I start going, it's over with. So yeah, thanks for watching. You really don't know how much I appreciate it. We've got, all the stuff, the merch and the member section and all that stuff that you can helps the channel grow, all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching. I mean, you guys, you don't really know how much I do appreciate it. Like, I don't think I can say that enough. But you know what? You never know what you're going to find on the back roads. I'll see you guys next time.